So top of the morning, here I am doing something I thought I would never do, test driving an automatic 2+2 E-Type Jag. This one's a 6-cylinder, 4.2 litre, 1969, so Gen 2. I'm 50 miles into the test drive. So far there are no issues. I do have to admit though, I picked it up in Hollywood, drove it all the way out, way out into the valley, about 50 miles on the 101. So for the first 20-30 miles I was just watching that temperature gauge, making sure this thing wasn't running hot. So stay tuned to see how it goes. I'm driving it back to downtown LA. So my original idea for the E-Type was one that actually had patina. I still haven't found the patinaed E-Type that I'm looking for, because a lot of the ones with patina also have a boatload of rust. This one's probably a little too nice to do what I want to do, but I'm really liking the car. As a former E-Type Jag owner, I used to own a 67 Series 1 fixed head coupe manual. This is the next generation that came after it, and it's an automatic. I never thought I'd be interested in an auto, but we can do a 5-speed manual conversion, so time will tell. Stay tuned. So here it is, we'll take a little walk around it. 1969 Series 2 2+2 automatic. Probably the least desirable Jag out there. At least the V12 has power. This one barely has, I think, 200 horsepower. That automatic transmission doesn't help things, but somehow I'm really digging it. It's got a lot of character, it's got a lot of soul. It smells good, and it actually drives pretty good. It's been repainted, was originally Old English, now it's like a wider shade of Old English. Still on the wire wheels. Chrome's nice. Body seems accident free. So there it is. Now I'm going to head back to downtown LA, and then we'll see where we're going to go. So here it is, the 4.2 litre inline 6 motor, dual fan, larger radiator, and twin Stromberg carburetors. There it is. The kitty cat is purring real sweet. Not a ton of horsepower, not a ton of torque, and that 3-speed GM sourced automatic certainly doesn't help matters, but it's got a lot of character. So here's one of my favorite things about the E-Type Jag, the telescopic extendable steering wheel column. Just turn that nut there, pull the steering wheel back to your desired length, and there you have the steering wheel extender without a hub extender or without some elongated steering wheel bracket. So great adjustment. There's the squeak of the original leather. Turn the key, let's see what's on the radio, and let's start her up. Here's the motor, 4.2 litre, inline 6, twin SU carburetors, and upgraded twin fan. Cat is purring. We're out here in the valley, it's about 95 degrees. About normal on the temperature gauge, so far so good. Here's one of the more iconic views in motoring, looking over the long hood or bonnet of the E-Type. So here it goes. A ton of power there. It's kind of smooth. It's better than I thought actually. So let's keep pressing on. Suspension's not bad. Coming onto the brakes. So at this point I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the car. As I've said a million times, it's an automatic, so it's not nearly as engaging as shifting gears in a 3-pedal car. Part of me thinks, you know, this is just going to sort of be a GT cruising car. The other part of me thinks stick a more modern 5-speed in it, but then I've got to go down the slippery slope of the motor's going to still need more power. So I'm going to keep pressing on and keep seeing how it feels. So here I am merging onto the 101 heading east. I got about a 50-mile drive back to downtown. I've been all the way out west, sort of in the Newbury Park area. Seems like a crazy move to go test drive a 51-year-old E-Type Jag on a 95-degree day, but hey, that's the only way to figure out how reliable is the car going to be. So, you know, it's all about getting miles on the car and getting comfortable with the car. A little test drive around the block is never quite as good. Here I'm basically showing that it's still in the normal operating temperature range. I'm keeping my eye on that gauge. I don't want it to go any further, but hey, for a 51-year-old car that I know that's not being driven that much, we're doing pretty good in 95-degree heat. Here I'm about to exit Santa Fe. That's how quick I got back downtown. So I'm enjoying the car. The more miles I put on it, the more I like it. So here's the motor at idle, a little over, I guess, 600 RPM. Still running cool in 95-degree heat. So impressed by that. Alright guys, good afternoon. So to sum it up, I've just done 100 miles in this 69 Series 2 2+2 automatic E-Type Jag. And I have to admit and be honest, I enjoyed every moment of it. It's about 95 degrees here in LA. The car did not run hot, it did not overheat. That was my big concern. So I wasn't looking for a 2+2 E-Type, but this could be the one to do my hot rod E-Type project. It would be my second E-Type. For those that know, I owned a 67 E-Type Jag back in the 90s and sold it in 2011 for the 50th anniversary of the E-Type Jag. That was a Series 1 fixed head coupe, manual 4-speed. A little bit of E-Type history. The car was introduced in 1961. Back then, this was the world's fastest car. It did 150 miles an hour. Well, a Series 1 3.8 did. So the 3.8 litre motor went until 1964. It was replaced by the Series 1 4.2 litre motor, synchro mesh, triple Weber carbs. Series 1.5 came out around 67. The unofficial Series 1.5 was superseded by the Series 2, still with the 4.2. This ran all the way through 1971 with the Series 3, which replaced this with a V12. So there you have it, a little bit of E-Type Jag history. Well, the first visual clue of the Series 2 is the lack of glass-covered headlights from the Series 1. The turn signal indicators are now below the front bumper. The door trim on the outside is different, as are the interior door panels. Steering wheel column is somewhat similar, adjustable, telescopic. The switch gear is changed from the toggle to the rockers. The interior leather is nice and roomy. Here we can see the front detail of the turn signals now below the chrome bumper. And here's a rear iconic rear end with the new turn signals on the rear. There it is, the side profile of the Series 2 2+2 E-Type Jag. Throw in the automatic. And this would be the car back in the day that nobody would want to touch at all. Somehow that makes me want it even more. So here it is from above, the Series 2 2+2 1969 automatic Jaguar E-Type, or E-Type Jag, or XKE, depending on how you want to call it. 67,000 miles, or maybe it's 57,000 miles, could be original. You know me, I don't really care. Smiles per mile is what I'm all about. So I haven't quite figured it out just yet, but I'm leaning towards buying the car. So hopefully I can make a deal with the owner, and then we'll see what happens next. Series 2 2+2 automatic E-Type Jag. I may be the owner. Stay tuned, time will tell. Okay guys, here it is. I did end up striking a deal with the owner of the 69 2+2 E-Type. I bought the car within 24 hours of doing the test drive. It wasn't the patinaed beat up car I was looking for to make my hot rod E-Type out of, but somehow I just decided, hey, how bad can this be? It looked cool. I'm going to take a different path with it. I'm going to drive it as is, and then we'll see if it does become the hot rod E-Type or not. So stay tuned. I'm going to get out and drive, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks for tuning in.